So you've just been diagnosed with osteoporosis, and a lot of times you get the generic advice of take some calcium, but you're a little worried because you've heard that calcium can cause kidney stones and can affect your heart. Then you've been told to start weight-bearing exercises, but then you ask yourself, well, what exactly does weight-bearing exercises mean? How many am I supposed to do? And can I lift weights safely? And the third piece of advice you're often given is, here, take some medication. But you know that sometimes those medications have serious side effects. You're concerned about that. And you've also heard that you can't be on it for the long term. So what happens after you come off the medication in 2 to 3 years? If you are like some of my clients that have recently been diagnosed with osteoporosis, by now you feel pretty despondent, you're pretty depressed, and like a recent client, you go back to your car and you start crying. The good thing is there's hope. I've got many clients with osteopenia, osteoporosis that hike, ski, play pickleball, lift weights, and they live in a completely normal life. But you need to be proactive, and I'm here to help. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Ed DeBoo, physical therapist from Integrated Physical Therapy, normally Bellingham, Washington, but currently in Navsari, India. My parents live in India, and I usually come every February or March to come and check on them and see how they're doing. Let's quickly meet my parents. This is my mom, Khorshid, and she's 91 years old now. That's my dad, Dara. He's 85, and don't look too closely at his hair. It's usually not that short. He asked me to cut it, and there was a little mistake. Sorry, Dad. And then, of course, it's 10 a.m., so it's time for our 10 a.m. nap, apparently. So I guess we did a lot of this as well during the visit. It can be overwhelming when you first get that diagnosis. So what I tell my clients is we're going to break it down into 3 easy steps. Remember, even the longest journey starts with the first step. Number 1, we have to look at our lifestyle to make sure there's nothing that we're doing that's making things worse. That's going to require a trip to the medicine cabinet. Make sure that there's not medications that you're taking that could be affecting your ability to absorb calcium. You're going to need to take a critical look at your exercise. You may be thinking that you're doing things that are helping yourself, but they could actually be putting your spine at a greater risk. I'll put a video link right up here that talks about, in more detail, things that you need to look at to make sure that you're not doing anything that's making things worse. You're going to have to look at alcohol and smoking. For most of us, smoking is not a big deal, but alcohol is an issue, so you're going to have to reevaluate that. The second thing that I tell my clients is you need to start proactively exercising. Now, if you're already going to the gym, that's great. If you're not, you've got to start on a basic resistive exercise program and track your protein levels. I'll put a video link right up here that talks about a simple, basic exercise program that you can start at home right now today after you watch this video. So walking daily is great exercise, even if it's a little bit on the slow side. It's okay. But walking alone, unfortunately, isn't going to be enough to build bone mass, and so you really do need to strength train. But walking is great exercise, and I recommend tracking your steps daily. Remember, when you strength train, it has to be with enough intensity so that when you actually stress the muscle, it comes back stronger. And the last thing I tell my client, which is also going to be the hardest, is we need to take a look at the micronutrients. Are we giving our bones all the minerals it needs to actually grow and come back stronger? I'll put another link up here that talks about micronutrients that we all need for healthy bone. You're gonna have to find somebody that is going to be able to look at lab values and help you monitor the micronutrient levels. Calcium, for example, is critical, but we have to make sure that we're not getting too much calcium. And those are the kind of questions that only a physician or a nutritionist or someone that's trained to look at those lab values are going to be able to answer. But they are a critical part of your team, and it might take you the most time to find. I can help you with the physical exercises, the strength training, protein levels, but you're really going to need someone to monitor lab values. The most important thing, guys, is stay positive. Mindset is key when you're dealing with osteoporosis. Understand we're playing the long game with this. There's a whole lot we can do as long as we're proactive. Haven't subscribed yet, make sure you smash that button right there, because I do produce a lot of content on osteoporosis that you may find helpful. All right, if you have any questions, please leave it down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye from India.